going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Mocha Madness. It's Mario with you, and I got Ronnie here. What's going on?
Hey, how are you? I'm trying to sound awake and shit. Hey.
Hey, how are you? uh, Ronnie was
God,
just telling me about her. She's the joys of motherhood. Ooh.
and all the things and all the busyness and all the busy Saturday mornings and sis is tired.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Sis is tired. But I'm here.
There you have it. There you have
Yes.
it. Okay. Well, we ain't gonna hold you too long then, because I know you. I know that bed is calling you.
I'm gonna wrap up in that bitch like a burrito. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the weather like there?
It feels really good. It's been feeling good for like the last week or so. It feels real good. We about anywhere between 75, like maybe 77-ish, but with a nice breeze.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's nice.
It's this week has been kind of in that same temperature range here, but the
Okay.
last couple of days it's rained. Like today, it kind of stormed a little bit. So, um, to your point about sleeping, it would be good sleeping
Mhm.
weather. Yeah.
Yeah, we could use some rain. We could use some rain. I think
Oh,
it's been a
really?
couple weeks. So yeah, we can definitely use some of that.
Ain't that it? So that's how you know you're getting older when you talk about, oh, yeah, we can use some rain.
Definitely, because baby, that rain, I want it to rain hard, like shake my house.
Hey, ooh, not
Shake
shake the
my house. You can knock the when I don't knock the power out, because baby, if that fan goes off, I'm gonna sit right.
exactly.
I'm gonna
Exactly.
sit right up, mad.
You got to
So
be very specific with your prayers.
yes, very, very. Don't let that fan everything else in here cut off. But that.
Exactly. All right. Well, we're gonna get right on into it. So I'm gonna let you take the lead on this one here, and this Kamala's detail being revoked. What you got on that one?
So the president of the United States, I don't even
Uh-huh.
want to say his name, president of the United States has revoked her Secret Service security.
Uh-huh.
Now, technically, it ends 6 months after the new president comes in. That's always, but presidents are able to extend it. Biden had extended it until 2026.
Uh-huh.
Well, the president of the United States,
Right.
and all his pettiness, um, decided to just go ahead and revoke it now. Um, Signed an executive order because that's what he does. He's absolutely not going to go through the right channels to do it the right way.
Exactly.
So pulled it, which I think is crazy. Right before she goes on her, because she's set to start her book tour in September, called 107
Oh,
Days.
so this was strategic.
Oh, absolutely, and because he likes to he's mean on
Stir the
purpose.
pot.
This is
Yeah.
yeah, he likes to start a pot, and I mean, I'm trying to find the right way to say this, but it really doesn't matter. Stir the pot, and he knows how I don't care what he says, he knows how his followers are. And I say that because to pull this on her when you already know that your followers have killed some people, and it was many Walters from Minneapolis, right?
Mm-hmm.
So to do things like that when you know some of your people are not your followers, I should say, not your people, your followers are kind of off their rockers, you're putting her in danger, and
Oh,
that's
definitely,
not okay.
definitely.
So with that though, like almost immediately, I'm looking down people because I'm going through my notes, but the city of California loves her. I know you may have some people that say no, but they love her. So almost immediately, um, after revoking her Secret Service protection, let me see. The California Highway Patrol picked it up right away and announced that they're going to be her security immediately, effective
Wow,
immediately. So,
wow. And
um,
I hope with them stepping up to say they'll cover it, that he doesn't come back and try to do something. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I hope not, especially with it because he has no jurisdiction over that. This is California Highway Patrol.
I don't know.
That's
So
California. That's
he find a loophole somewhere. But I just hope that everything is everything.
I hope so too. But also, we're gonna. I mean, he can try if he wants to, but again, this is California. Newsom's ready for whatever he's.
Oh, 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 oh yeah, yeah.
So he
Newsom.
can try it if he wants to, I
Oh no, Newsom is definitely ready. Matter of
guess.
fact, let's talk. Let's get into Newsom real quick. Hold on, let's get into Newsom.
I pulled it right into it. You see, I was
Exactly,
right on in there.
exactly.
So we're just not going to talk about the fact that Gavin Newsom tore JD Vance's ass the fuck up. Clean off the fucking bone. Gavin Newsom said JD just danced Vance, who nobody liked until Trump picked him out of the bargain bin in the Walmart clearance section, went on Fox to trash me Gavin C. Newsom, America's most popular governor. I live rent-free in his head. Very tiny spaced, almost no room with the couch. He's very weak. The guy can't run. Takes more vacations than any vice president in history. Got caught taking photos in the bathroom very sick after applying his eyeliner and wears a communist red shirt. Perfect since Chairman Trump, who owns Intel, and tells him what to wear. Why does Fox air this nonsense? They edit tapes and even try to make him look smart, but he's a total joke. Fox should be ashamed. Stop giving airtime to a total loser. His time would be better spent practicing for his soon debut on Dancing with the Stars. Everyone's laughing at him, believe me. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Gavin Christopher Newsom.
You know what I'm saying? Gavin is not coming to play with them. Not Vance, not Trump, nobody. He is all the gloves are off definitely with him.
Finally, and let me just throw this in there before I say my next point. Call this ass a dancing queen. Okay. So that was just enough. But Gavin's with it, but I love that he's giving back what this administration has been given. The sad part, I'm not even gonna say the sad part, the funny part is that his followers and his administration and Fox News and everybody, they are pissed and saying how he's childish and how is he, all the things. And I'm like, he's doing exactly what y'all's president does. So why is he's childish, but Trump isn't?
It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun.
Ain't no fun. There's no fun, which honestly, and I do get being the bigger person. I do get being the bigger person, but you can only be the bigger person so long before you have to bring in your the late Eric Mays. When they go low, we go lower. So you got to give it back to them, and they can't stand it. They're having
you gotta wake it up and you gotta let people know that what I'm saying, that you ain't no punk. And I think, in my humble opinion, I think we have been, meaning a lot of people have been questioning Democratic movement and saying, hey, they ain't moving properly, they're not doing enough. And so like when they walked out and held up those little paddles and stuff like that at the whatever speech that was, all that kind of stuff, just kind of a silent protest type behavior type of thing. So, but I think right now, this is the kind of stuff that needs to really happen. Jasmine Crockett giving it to him, AOC's giving it to him, so now, and I hate to say it this way, but I like to see that there's a male giving it to him as well, because, Hakeem Jeffries, he's still doing that peace type of thing, so we need somebody that's willing, and if somebody's gonna be petty, sometimes you gotta go petty, be just as petty as they are for them to take notice of you. You know what I'm saying? And hear what you got to say. So, and that's what he's doing.
You absolutely have to give it back to him. And I honestly believe that if this was the energy they had up, because to me in 2016, you saw you can't play by the rules with him. I mean, you gotta, and I think that we can still play by the rules and by the laws, but still give it back to them. I 100% believe that. But this sitting on the sideline trying to be the bigger person and letting them look stupid when their people don't think they're looking stupid. They think that this is okay because they feel that they're superior. Exactly. So you got to meet this back. I feel like if Gavin and everybody else was meeting them like this, we wouldn't be in this situation right now. Honestly.
Yeah, but see, this is all this stuff. All his movement is not. Some might say it could be hurting him, but what I see right here? Netflix co-founder drops $2 million into Gavin Newsom's redistricting campaign. You know what I'm saying? So he's garnering some support.
Taylor Swift too. She dropped something into his campaign too.
Taylor Swift did. See, Newsom offers clemency to 5 inmates serving life without parole. So he's doing what you're supposed to do. Like even like when you know how when you have an album drop or something like that, create a little chaos,
Yep.
get people talking about it and stuff like that. But then you really do some real shit along the way, and that's what he's doing. You know.
Yeah, it's a clip I'll have to send you of him. He's on stage talking to somebody, and they're talking about mocking him, and the crowd and stuff is laughing. He was like, you know, yeah, it seems funny. He's like, but it's not. This is serious. Like this is serious, and it's sad that this is how I have to do it, and some people still aren't paying attention. Like we have to save us. You know, like this is serious. You guys are laughing, so then the crowd kind of, you know, he got the laying facts, and the crowd kind of backed up with the laugh, and he was like, because it's really not a laughing matter. It's sad that this is what I have to go to.
Exactly.
You know, but if desperate times calls for desperate measures. So
yeah, and it's mighty funny that now that he's coming at them, it's a problem. But I don't know if you remember, like when the virus and stuff were taking place in California, like Trump wasn't singing his praises by no means.
At all.
You know what I'm saying it was he didn't handle things well. He's a horrible. Just belittling and berating him every chance he got. So now, when the shoe's on the other foot, people want to say, "Oh, he's being petty." No, he's doing, to your point, exactly what he sees our nation's leader doing.
Mm-hmm. And that man can't start those fires or anything. That's that hot weather and that dry, you know, that they're gonna dry, like almost desert, you know, heat. It just happens. That has nothing to do with him. So, but he was out there in the streets,
exactly,
seeing his people, even the ones that was trying to criticize him and stuff. He was still out there in the street. So, I don't know. Also, I misspoke a couple times, so I have to clear this up.
Come on now. What you misspoke about?
Gavin Newsom is in fact married. And I'm motherfucking devastated. Because the slide in those DMs was gonna be epic. You hear me?
Ain't that it?
I was coming in so strong. I was gonna be living in California by Christmas.
In a couple months.
But yes, by Christmas. You hear me?
See. Oh.
And now I'm back to the drawing board.
Back to the drawing board. Hell nah. Wow. Well, you know, also recently, our president here has, what is he deployed? Deployed the National Guard to DC to help with the crime and all that kind of stuff. And now he's seeming to think that it went so well, he's gonna take this show on the road and move to other cities like DC and not DC to Baltimore and Chicago and stuff like that. So let's take a listen to what he had to say.
We have a thing going on right now in DC. We went from the most unsafe place anywhere to a place that now friends are calling me up, Democrats are calling me up, and they're saying, "Sir, I want to thank you. My wife and I went out to dinner last night for the first time in 4 years, and Washington, D.C. is safe, and you did that in 4 days. I'll tell you it's safe." I had another friend of mine, he has a son who's a great golfer, he's on tour, and he came in fourth yesterday in the big tournament where Scotty Scheffler made the great shot, and he said his son is going to dinner in Washington, D.C. tonight. I said, would you have allowed that to happen a year ago? He said, no way. He said, what you've done is incredible. And I think the people realize it. But the press says, he's a dictator, he's trying to take over. No, all I want is security for our people. But people that haven't gone out to dinner in Washington, D.C. in 2 years are going out to dinner. And the restaurants the last 2 days were busier than they've been in a long time. Thank you for the
What agency are you guys with?
So really, what's being said is, is it's all about the optics. So to the untrained eye, they're thinking, and if they listen to him, they'll feel like, oh well, he's making some changes out there, and he's really, what he did was for the good. But the reality of it is, people are not out as much. Do you know what I'm saying? Dining is down, all that kind of stuff. So it's smoke and mirrors.
It's definitely
Smoke and mirrors.
and
Yeah,
the
making it
knew
seem
that was
like,
it.
oh yeah, crime is down. No, is really crime down? People just ain't in the streets like it was,
Mhm.
like they were. You know what I'm saying? But again, to the untrained ear or eye, they'll believe everything they hear and be like, "Oh, okay, yeah, he's doing such a good job, this, that, and the third." And so that's why it's important for people to do their own research to figure out what's going on. Because, but then again, I say this, I've said it before, I'll say it again. A lot of the people that follow him are just that, followers,
Yep.
and so they don't want to do anything more or learn anything more about what's really going on. They just want to believe what they're hearing and take that route. And so if they were to take the time to kind of learn more
Mhm.
and do their research, they may this may have a difference of opinion. So I don't know.
Well, a lot of them can't read, so there's that. So they're probably not going to look it up. They don't want to do their own research. Zelensky knew that was some bullshit, and yes, like you said, to the untrained, to the untrained eye, it sounds good. But as soon as he said nobody went out for 4 years, and even Democrats are calling him, sir, stop. I do love that when he said that, the restaurants are praising him. I love this so many because in this clip, you only see a couple of them that came out that was like, no, they only showed a couple restaurants that was like, this is not true. Business is bad because of this and everything, but there were a lot more businesses and restaurants. There was like over 50 something that was like, no, this is not good for us. People are not coming out to eat right now. Like, it's bad because of this. So I love that people are going back like, no, we're not going to let you put that narrative out there and
Right,
say that that's okay. We're not doing that.
right,
So yeah, no, and getting the homeless people off the street, but you're giving them a choice to find somewhere to go. If they had a place to go, they probably wouldn't be on the street,
that
where they
part.
can get locked up. Again, the plan is to fill these jails up because all your rich friends are invested in these prisons that you're putting up all over the city because they have to get filled. And this is what you want to do. This is just it's some BS.
It
It's some
is.
BS.
It is. But I just can't believe that so many people are falling a victim to this foolishness and believing that, oh yeah, 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 it's really having a great effect on this. I mean, you think about it, this man is just wasting money, wasting
Waste some money.
resources. From that big old parade thing that he did. You know what I'm
Mhm,
saying? To calling in
mhm.
the National Guard and everything like that. I mean, for what reason do we really? And think about it. Would you really feel that much more safe? I don't know, how can I say it? Like, is their presence making you feel safe or just making you not want to go out?
Probably just not want to go out, not want to deal with them because they're I don't know if you saw the clip, obviously in DC, where these guys were sitting on their porch.
Mhm.
And I think one was like smoking a cigarette or something. I mean, they just sitting out on the porch, watching them walk by, and the cop came up to them asking for their ID, and he was like, I'm on my porch. Oh, you live here? Yes, I'm living here. I'm smoking a cigarette. So what do you mean show ID or something? Like, what? Why do I need to show you anything? I'm on my porch. But
Right.
we're just trying to, we're making sure people are meeting curfew and I'm on my porch.
Porch.
Like it's just insane. It's insane what's going on. But they're trying to see what they can get away with. And if not people aren't stopping it, they're gonna keep on.
Mhm.
But this is just it's a mess and it pisses me off. It pisses me off bad.
Yeah,
It pisses me
yeah.
off bad. And I don't know if you heard this, but I had saw on the news, it was CNN, that the Department of Homeland Security,
Mhm.
they've already ran out of the funding that Congress had gave them. She's out of that. All this stuff, just putting all these people on the streets, and so they've used their funding up. So where are you pulling money from now?
Mm. That's the question of the day.
Yeah, it's a mess. It's a
Yeah.
mess. It's a mess. And I saw that she was offering after that shooting. in Minneapolis that they're offering so much money to Christian institutions for more security. So not public schools or any. I'm confused. I'm what?
So we're gonna give. I mean, don't get me wrong. Now that was a tragedy.
Yeah, it was definitely a tragedy. It was
Yes,
absolutely a
yeah.
tragedy.
To your point, let's if we're gonna invest the money just in the Christian schools, why not invest in all the schools? Because if it can happen here, and we can see that it's happened, it may not have happened in the public schools in Minneapolis, but we've seen it happen other states.
Yes.
So boom, let's be proactive and go ahead and invest that money. But then because then unfortunately when something takes place, then we're being more reactive than we are proactive, and so then.
Yep. And kids are kids, whether they're at a Christian school or not. So why?
Exactly.
I mean, like, that doesn't even make any sense.
Also, that by saying that, that's almost saying like, oh, because this is a Christian school, their lives and their security and their safety is more important than that. You know what I'm saying? So
yep. That's exactly what it says.
Yeah.
But if that's how they feel, that's fine. Get those IRS in churches too. Start paying your taxes.
Ooh. I don't know. They don't do that.
Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, that's why they said government and church supposed to be separated.
Yeah, church is
and if y'all don't want to do that, then
that's very true.
Pay them taxes.
That's very true. All right, let's get into what Ann Johnson had to say about a few things.
Because this is about racism. And if you can't hear it from them, then hear it from me. As a white woman and a daughter of a man of privilege and power, he knew that his strength was to bring people that didn't look like him to the table of government. And so 50 years later, after Barbara Jordan, aided by white people to have a voice, the first woman of color elected to the South, a woman who sat in the impeachment of Nixon, a woman who said that finally, after amendment, debate, and vote, I am finally part of we the people. To stand here as a 50-year-old woman and know that we now go back in time. So let's talk about cowardice and cheats. Because if you knew you could win this next election, you wouldn't be taking this effort to try to steal 5 seats from elected officials that members of color elected to represent them in Washington, D.C. You wouldn't be doing everything you can to take this coalition of diversity and stand up at the mic and say, why are we doing this? Because we can. And you shield your racism with your party, with ignorance and arrogance, to come up here and say, to be honest with you, I haven't read the bill from the other side. To be honest with you, I haven't talked to the lawyers to be bringing this before it. Because you think that people will give you grace on ignorance and arrogance around party because you can't admit that the root of all of this is about racism and power. A power grab. A pure power grab. And so I'm going to ask, don't shake your head. Because I'm going to give you a moment to prove what you mean behind that. Because when Donald Trump called Georgia Republicans and said, hey, boys, I need you to steal me almost 12,000 votes. To those men credit, they said, no, sir. We already know what Governor Abbott said.
What's your thoughts on what she had to say?
We read them down for filth. She did, and everything she's saying is right. And I hate that, and they know what they're doing. And Abbott, whatever. But what I think would be funny, and actually I'm praying for, you did all this, and then it still blows back on you. And not only do they keep those 5 seats, that some Republicans who may have voted for him before may still flip it all blue. That could definitely come back and bite them in the butt. But what really gets me, we talk about this all the time, the hypocrisy.
Mhm.
You guys are okay with Texas doing it. But when my man says, well, I'm sorry, he's married, our man, when our man says, we're going to do it for California too,
You and his
now
wife.
they're mad. Yeah, he's both of ours. He just stays at her house. But now they're upset and saying that that's not right. You're mad at him for doing it, but they can do like it doesn't. It's fair game, and like he said, he's doing it. So we're gonna put a vote up. We're gonna let our people gonna vote on it and say if they want to redistrict it or not. So
Right.
y'all just did it without even asking y'all's people, and y'all got people in these town halls pissed about it. Even Republicans, like, no, that's not. We didn't do that.
Right.
It's crazy.
No, that's very true. That's very true. It is. Well, she spoke a lot of truths.
She did.
Truths that I'm not quite sure people are willing or wanting to hear on the opposing side.
Mm-hmm.
Especially from, hate to say it this way, but from one of their own. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
sometimes you don't expect that type of rhetoric to come from one of your own. You kind of feel like, oh, that's something that the opposing team should say, and yada yada, this and the third. But I felt like she didn't come with emotion.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, women get accused of being emotional in certain
Yeah.
cases. She came with, facts,
She
and
did.
it came with it. And so, and had something to back up what she was saying. And I think that's necessary, and that's what's definitely needed.
Yeah.
And so my hat's off to her, it's a shame. Because here's the thing, like you and I both have talked about this multiple times before, this initial election, or not initially, but the 2024 election,
Mhm.
I have a hard time believing that it was actually a fair and square win.
It
Boom.
was.
And so if you think about it, you probably had Elon Musk helping you win that election. So now going forward, y'all been on again, off again with y'all bromance or whatever. So now you got to go to other avenues to secure the votes, because they're saying he's going to run again. So now you're going to, and you also are preparing, how can I say, you're preparing for the unknown, because you already know, like you had, I don't want to say it was handed to him, but in a certain way, because Joe Biden took so long to step away and then give it to Kamala Harris to run, the Democrats didn't allow them to build momentum as he did. And so now, boom, you have the opportunity, or Democrats have the opportunity to build momentum, and that's scary for him, honestly, because now they're going to be able to get a viable candidate. And I'm not saying that Kamala Harris wasn't a viable candidate.
Right.
She just didn't have the time. So
Right.
now you got somebody that can campaign just as long as you are. Do you know what I'm saying? Because the campaign is not going to start when it starts. It's starting years before. So now you're going to have some people that be able to campaign, just as long as you can. It's scary because you don't have a chance to really win against a prepared party.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the scary part about it. So now he's trying to pull out all the stops to prevent X, Y, and Z from happening, so that now he can finagle a win in another way, because he does feel like he probably could win fair and square.
Yep. Well, I think that I'm still gonna say that election was stolen. That's just where I'm at, because like there's just no way. And for a minute, he got scared. He was nervous. Then after a while, it was, oh, I don't need the votes. I don't need the votes. I don't need this. And
What did that say?
you got the dancing queen meeting her at her plane. Remember when he met her down there talking about, I just want to, where's she at? I just want to look at my plane. And it's like, you got kind of confident. I'm still mad at her security for that, because he should have been able to get close.
Right.
But I'm still going to 100% say that was stolen. But I just want to go back to something that Ann said that does bother. Well, a lot she said bothers me. I hate that she had to tell somebody to quit shaking their head, but I'm glad she called them out,
Yeah.
But also when she said how somebody came up there and said, well, I haven't even read the bill, but y'all voting on it. Like, I wouldn't even want anybody covering my little area so you didn't read what was in it. You're just going along with your people.
Exactly.
That's insane. That's insane. And that's something people should be worried about. Like, you're not even reading. You just going along with your party. Like,
yeah. But that's true to form just for the people that that have been following this administration. They don't care about the facts. They don't care about what's really right. They're allowing them to be led blind, allowing themselves to be led blindly because they feel to them it's the bigger picture of them feeling like they are powerful and they have all this control is far greater than what the reality is.
It's
It's
crazy.
unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but that's what it is. So I don't know. I don't know. But
We have to wake up. Like some people got to get tired of it and just break from your party because it's about right is right
it
and wrong
is.
is wrong
It
at
is.
the end of the day.
It
So,
is.
but how much more are they going to allow before more of them do that?
Until it's run in the ground. Until
Mm-hmm.
it's run in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And when it's just about to be, I mean, it's bad. But when
Yeah.
it's just about to be, you know what I'm saying, to the point of no return, then that's when they'll wake up and be like, oh my God, what's happening? How do we let this happen? You know, and then I won't say it's too late, but then it'll be more, like I said before, about the being reactive instead of proactive. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? And then they'll be like, how did we get here? And then they'll be asking, you know, oh, what was me? And oh my God, I can't believe this
Mm-hmm.
happened. Oh my God, how did this we do? Boom. You had control or had options all along,
Yep.
yet you chose not to. You chose to
Yep.
ignore them. And now here we are. And so and now people are waking up and saying some of these things and still falling on a million deaf ears. And that's
Mm-hmm.
the unfortunate part.
Yep.
That's the
Yep.
unfortunate part.
And
So
whoever comes in, it's going to be hell cleaning this. Like
oh yeah.
it's
Yeah.
going
But
to
you know,
be
but
hell.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. There are some people that really could on the Democratic side, if they were to run, that could really step in and clean it up
Absolutely.
and clean it up. And
Absolutely.
that's the scarier part for some of these Republicans because
Mm-hmm.
it can be done. Do you know what I'm saying? So in some cases, they probably would rather him stay in there and keep everything fucked up the way it is versus somebody else. Versus seeing it's one of those things like I know you can do better, but I don't want to believe it until I actually see it. You know
Mm-hmm.
that what's that old saying? Don't believe fat meat is greasy or something like that, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that. So you know, one of them old sayings. I don't know if that one's really fits, but you know what I'm trying to say. But it's just like they can tell that things would be different and for the better, but they
Mm-hmm.
don't really want to believe it because they believe that it would be better with their choice. They don't want to have to think about it. Oh, the other side is better. Is you know what I'm saying? Doing
Yep.
things. So
Yep. It's all
it is
about,
what
like
it
you said,
is.
power grab. It's all about feeling superior.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So it's crazy.
Listen, we're gonna keep our ears to the grindstone and keep keeping on. So we'll
Mhm.
see. We'll see. All right. Thank you guys for
We
joining
can't
us
no
for another
more.
episode. Huh? What'd you say?
I said until we can't no more.
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you all for joining us. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you all very soon.
Bye guys. Thank you.